Hey everybody, Morrissadead, undead hunter for the horde. I'm a level 71 in the hydraxis realm in World of Warcraft. And today's video for beginners is called Dungeon Dynamics 101. And yes, there is a dynamic to doing a dungeon and doing it correctly. And it's important to learn the dynamic so you can have really great fun dungeons. So let's get started. There are a few distinct roles when you enter a dungeon. There is the tank, there is the healer, and then there are people who do DPS or damage per second. Let's start with the tank. If you arrive first into a dungeon, like you're just starting, the tank is the person who rushes out to the mob first. You know, he gets the mob focused on him first. And he's the guy that says, hey, look at me, mob, look at me, kill me, come after me. If you're the tank, that's your job, to have the mob focus their aggression on you. And if you're not doing your job, the rest of your team's going to have problems because they don't have the resilience like you do to keep the mobs off of them and do their damage at the same time. So if you're a tank, make sure that you're doing your job because we need you. Alright, after the tank goes the people who are doing the melee damage, the warriors, the knights. You know, if your specialty is melee in your face fighting, then you go after the tank and you start fighting with the mobs. If you are a hunter, you don't do melee. Your specialty is ranged, like gun or using your bow. You stay far back as possible. Just to give you like an idea, you're a sniper. You do your damage from far away. You don't have the resilience to do one-on-one melee fighting like the warriors or the resilience of the tank. So if you try to tank or melee, you're going to get killed. Stay as far back as possible, and if the mobs come up to you, use your deterrence button and jump backwards and put some space between you and them and throw down a frost trap or something. Just stop them. All right, and there's the healer. The healer is important, very important. Your job is to stay to one side, keep an eye on your teammates and yourself. That's important. Watch your own health bar, because if you die, we're all screwed. But, you know, throw health at people who need it. Keep them alive. And if everybody does their role correctly and nobody fails, then you should be able to get through the dungeon and have a great time with it. If everybody's focused on their roles, dungeons can be a lot of fun. They can be very quick and easy to a lot of XP all at once, and sometimes some really great loot too. Speaking of loot, when you kill a mob, there might be items that other people want as well as you, and then you have to roll the dice or something for that item, and you can either select greed or need. Need is meaning that you need the item. Like say if you have a pair, like you've got some armor on that's like 300, spirit. Or 300 agility, and the armor in front of you that you want is like 400, and you want it, then that's a need. But if you don't need it, then that's considered greed. Some people do greed. They say need, but they actually mean greed because they want to sell it at the auction house, which is really just lame. It's a complete fail there. That's greedy, y'all, very greedy. But just so you roll for stuff. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. If you do heroic dungeons, which will come a little bit later, which are actually harder versions of dungeons, but you get a lot better loot that way. I must say, I've done a couple with some friends of mine in my guild. Awesome people. Thank you, Magitude. Thank you so much. Like I said, better loot in the heroics than in regular dungeons, random dungeons. One thing I almost forgot. If you are not doing your role correctly, if you are failing at your role, if you're a tank and you're not tanking and your team members are getting killed left and right or almost killed, if you're a healer and you're not healing people, whoever you are in your group, if you're doing very badly in your role, the rest of the team has the right and they also have the power to kick you out. They can kick you out and queue for another dungeon and be done with it. The thing is, you don't want that to happen. Whatever role you choose, you should know to the best of your ability how to do that role. And you should do it to the best of your ability. If you're a tank, don't wander around the dungeon doing whatever. Tank. If you're a healer, heal. If you're DPS, do damage. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't make people kick you out, because then you won't get any XP, and neither will they, and then everybody's mad because they just wasted their time in a dungeon, and they could have been out questing or whatever, making some gold or getting XP doing something else. So that's how you do it. You know, just go into a dungeon, know your role as well as you can. If you have to, watch videos on YouTube to help you get an idea of what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Don't try doing somebody else's role. You know, if you're a hunter, don't do melee because it's bad. It's a bad idea. Everybody have fun and enjoy the dungeons because, like I said, that's a great way for XP and to level up really, really fast. And before I leave here, I want to say hi to all of my guild members in Envoy of the Horde. Say hi to Magitoon, Miss Kelly, Priestalot, Bloodfeather, all you guys. If I remembered your names, don't get mad. I love y'all. I love all you guys. You guys are awesome. And I will see you in World of Warcraft. Have fun.